Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dave and today we're talking about Slash Tribute from Harley Benton. Yeah, it's a guitar. It's basically a Slash signature model and it's by Harley Benton. It's weird. So let's talk about it. Yes folks, thanks for joining me today as we talk about the Harley Benton SC550 SL PAF and AFB Tribute. We'll get more into those things in a minute, but first hit that subscribe button. Do it, you know you want to. Hit that notification bell, choose all notifications. We do cool things on this right here YouTube channel. We do things like give guitars away. We do things like have a live stream every Saturday where you can come and join us and talk about music and guitars and kind of anything you want. It's all good fun. Lots of cool people join us for that. And we're going to NAMM, so if you want to be part of the NAMM experience and have it live streamed and all that sort of stuff, just hit the notification bell, choose all notifications. We'll be there, it'll be fun. So join us, won't you? Hit the buttons, do it. Right, now Harley Benton have this tribute range that they release guitars in. Recently they did a Keith Richards inspired Telecaster and people were like, those are cool, and they're like €300, so let's buy one of them. And they look very much like Keith Richards Telecaster. So very interesting stuff. And now they've turned to Slash. And this is interesting because Gibson, the company that Slash actually has a signature model with, sue everybody, sue them a lot. It's like their biggest business plan is like, let's sue everybody and then we'll make some guitars. We might not make them very well, but we'll make them. Anyways, that's just what people say. They might have an issue here though. The Harley Benton SC550 range has been around for a while and of course has been cleared of all kinds of wrongdoing that they've been accused of. The shape is slightly different. You'll see slopes where there aren't slopes on Les Pauls and things like that. The cutaway is slightly different and basically it's tweaked just enough, like within an inch of its life, so that it's not technically a Les Paul. So they've started making more premium Les Paul versions, and this is one of the things they're doing. So the SL is clearly a nod to Slash. You've got the Paradise Amber Flame, that's the PAF, and really they've been using this Paradise Amber Flame for a while, and I really wish they would stop doing it because it brings emotions. It's like PAF, that means something in the guitar world. You can't just start throwing it around, but they do, so fair play to them. And then you have the AFB, or the Autumn Flame Burst. Now you might say AFD, Appetite for Destruction. AFB kind of sounds similar. Anyway, they're clearly Slash inspired. Now let's just go through the specs of these guitars and we'll talk a little bit more about them as we go through. So you've got a mahogany body with a mahogany neck, and that neck has a Pau Ferro fretboard, which is not what you have on the other signatures by Gibson or Epiphone. Those, Laurel on the Epiphones anyway. You've got a 60s style neck. There's a C custom profile for Slash's signatures, even on the Epiphones. 12-inch radius with 22 blacksmith stainless steel frets. You've got a graphite nut. These are not Slash pickups. They are Tesla Opus 1 Open Zebra Alnico 5 pickups. Or zebra. It depends what part of the world you're from, how you'll pronounce that word. One of them, that's only in the Paradise Flame, I believe. The other one has just black pickups. They look pretty cool. Tesla pickups get really good reviews, by the way, and Harley Benton have been using them for about a year or so, just maybe over a year now. They get 2 volumes, 2 tones, and a 3-way like you would on a Les Paul, pretty good. DLX Chrome hardware and DLX Chrome Tune-o-matic bridge for what that's worth, and Goto Cluson tuners. That's exactly how they've listed it in the product information, so obviously they didn't use the word style, but hey. Weight relieved, that's interesting. I don't believe they've done a weight relieved single cut Harley Benton before, but this is weight relieved and chambered, so that's really interesting. And at €349, this actually makes this a really interesting package, I think. Now, unlike the Epiphones, for example, that it's bound to be compared to across the YouTubes and the internets, this guitar doesn't come with a hard shell case, so that you've got to take that into consideration, even though it's still less than half the price of the Epiphone and only comes in a cardboard box. You can add a case by buying one separately for about 80 euros or so, which is not too bad. There will probably be a little bit of a premium to those who want to buy one of these off the Harley Benton Reverb store. You can only do that if you're in the US, by the way, at the minute, but hopefully that'll change soon. Overall, they're pretty cool and I like them, but I promised myself I wouldn't buy any new guitars until after NAMM, which is gonna be tough because these are, I like them a lot. So yeah, anyway, just speaking of NAMM just for a minute, if you do want to check out ways you can support the channel, a really cool way would be to sign up for the Patreon, whatever, for the channel. You can find a link in the description below. You'll get these videos at least 24 hours before YouTube gets them. There is going to be exclusive content on Patreon and all kinds of special interactions over there as well. So make sure you sign up, at least check it out, because it's free to check it out and see what you think. Otherwise, there'll be t-shirts and links that are affiliate links and stuff like that in the description below. Now let's check these two out. First, we've got the Autumn Flame Burst right here, which, you know, it looks kind of fancy. It doesn't look like an Appetite Burst or whatever the Epiphones are called, the light one, the yellowy ones. Looks kind of cool though. It looks like a really good top, and if they come delivered like this, I think that's a pretty fancy looking nice guitar. I think there might have been an Appetite for Destruction Burst or something like that a few years ago, but it certainly hasn't been for a while. Then you got the Paradise Amber Flame. Now this is the one I think they might get in a little bit of trouble with, because it's clearly a November burst, as Epiphone and Gibson label it. And if you don't believe me, here's the two of them side by side, and I dare you to say they don't look the exact same finish, because they do. So yeah, it's very clear what they're trying to do here. They're trying to make that guitar look like one that that Slash plays, and that's why this picture was so easy to put together, even with my paltry photoshopping skills. So listen though, I think these are pretty cool, and I think if you're building a mod platform and you want to look a little bit like Slash as you're doing it with a Les Paul, these are kind of nice. And I've always been a fan of Harley Benton. Well, not always, because I was around back in the days when Harley Bentons were absolutely terrible. But let's just say 10 years ago. It was probably more than 10 years ago, but 10 years ago, say, I remember buying a Harley Benton Gold Top Les Paul, and it was absolutely trash. It was a terrible guitar. Now, if you looked at it from afar, it looked quite nice. It was like, oh, that's a nice guitar, I'll go pick it up. And then you would pick it up and you would break your back. It was so heavy. And you start to play it and it was just uncomfortable and painful. It was the necks were terrible on them. The frets were awful. Everything was awful. But now they're making really great guitars for what is essentially very little money. 350 euros here for a guitar that compares very favorably, I think, to the Epiphones, which are 777 euros on Thomann at this moment. So I think they're really cool and I like them. I don't know how long they're going to be around for. That's why I might have to buy one before NAMM, because they might go away and not be allowed to sell these ones. But anyway, let me know what you think of them. Do you like Slash guitars? Do you like, I mean, I know some people have a thing with signature guitars and that's fine, but what do you think of these Harley Bentons just as single cut Les Paul style guitars? I think they're pretty cool. And yeah, I'm gonna have to probably pick up an Autumn Flame Burst at some point. So check out all the links in the description below. You'll find links for these two guitars, affiliate links for Thomann as well. If you want to pick one up, that'd be super cool. It won't cost you any extra if you hit that link. In fact, it'll give you 10 plus cool points. Let me know what you think. Make sure you join me for a 3 Chord Dave live. That's happening on Saturday, 10 p.m. Irish time. So hit that notification bell. That'll be super cool. Hit the like button. And guys, I'll be back with another guitar related video very soon. But until then, take care.